Hi, I'm Annabelle, and welcome to my corner of paradise. Join me as I show you how to cook great food for friends and family. Today's a beautiful day for a picnic. I love eating outdoors, and with a menu of portable food, you can just relax and enjoy the day. I've got the neighbours' kids coming to help me with the first cherry harvest of the season, and I thought a bacon and egg pie would go down well. It's always a favourite. We're going to have dinner down at the lake tonight and cook over the fire, so all in all, I've got a menu of food to go. I love that. There's just no last-minute fuss. We're going to start with prawn and mint finger rolls with a chili lime dipping sauce. We'll be barbecuing spicy chicken skewers and serving them with potatoes tossed with capers and herbs, and a juicy sweet corn and avocado salad. For dessert, I'm making a chocolate cherry tiramisu. And for a special treat, I thought we could toast some homemade tropical marshmallows over the coals after dinner. First, I need some fresh thyme for my bacon egg pie. Making it for the cherry pickers, it's an all-time favourite. And in my experience, it's the fastest way to a man's heart. This pie is just the simplest assembly, and it's wonderfully portable. Perfect for taking on a picnic. Before you start cooking the pie, put an oven tray in to heat up. That way, when the pie goes in, the bottom of the pastry stays really crisp. I'm going to use short crust pastry for my pie today. It just makes it so quick to put together. I'm using ready rolled pastry, but it's still too thick. And so by rolling it out on a sheet of baking paper that's the same size as the tin I'm using, A, I get it really nice and thin so it won't be gluggy on the bottom, and B, I know I've got exactly the right size. Look at that. And now we're ready for the filling. Slice 8 rashers of bacon and spread them evenly over the base. Layer over 2 to 3 cooked sliced potatoes, a sprinkle of thyme and some chopped parsley, and then break 8 whole eggs into the pie. Yum! Okay, so the thing I love about this pie is I've cracked whole eggs in there, but now I'm going to do, it's my little trick, I make a custard with egg and milk, pour that over the whole thing, and when you eat it, it's really tender. Lightly whisk 4 eggs with half a cup of milk. Season it with salt and pepper and pour it over the pie. So I've got an extra sheet of pastry, and I'm just going to roll that out really thinly and make a lattice for the top of the pie. And as much as anything, that's a visual effect because it just makes the pie look really pretty, but it also stops the egg from drying out on the top. It's actually a really easy pie for kids to make. You know, it's such a satisfying thing because it hasn't taken any effort at all, and you end up with this really impressive pie. Bake for just 10 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius to start to crisp up the pastry base, and then reduce the heat to 180 degrees and bake it until it's golden, about 35 to 40 minutes. George and Evie from next door have arrived for our cherry picking expedition. And I'm taking the bacon and egg pie for our lunch. Ready to go?
Yep.
Can I pass you that?
Sure.
Fantastic. Okay, let's put our seatbelts on. Cherries are the central attraction at this family-run orchard. Orchardist Gary Jackson and his trusty assistant Bing have already selected the trees that are ready for us to pick from.
Why'd you call your dog Bing?
Well, he's named after some of the first cherries we planted.
Evie, find us one ready to eat. Oh, look.
Well, these ones are Celeste.
They look amazing.
So Celeste, it's quite a juicy cherry.
You going to try it?
It's a little bit softer than most of the export ones.
Yeah, they are quite juicy.
Are they? Can I try one?
Yep.
And is there a trick to picking them?
Yeah, just hold on to the stalk
Yeah.
and just roll it upwards. It'll just ping off.
With cherries, do you put them in the fridge or do you keep them at room temperature?
It won't ripen after it's picked. So it's not going to
Right.
make any difference whether you sit in the sun or put it in the fridge. You can pick this one.
Wow, look at all that fruit.
These are the sonnets I was telling you about. They're only just ready, so you have a good look at them when you're picking and look for the nice dark ones.
So is this cherry going to be good for a special dessert?
That should be great for your dessert.
It's delicious and it's freestone.
Nice and firm.
Yummy! Get picking, guys. Lunch is ready. Maybe a little bit of pie.
Yes, please.
I think we've got more than enough cherries for tonight's pudding. And before we go, Gary's offered us some of his lovely eggs. These will be delicious for the tiramisu. How many have we got? 12, 14. Should we be naughty and have 2 for breakfast? Yum. I can't wait to use those gorgeous cherries. They're going to be so delicious in the dessert I'm making for tonight. This chocolate cherry tiramisu is going to be the grand finale of our lakeside dinner. It's one of those terrific desserts you can make well ahead of time. I start by separating 4 eggs. So good to have a portable dessert up your sleeve that isn't just a cake. Mix 2 cups of mascarpone cream with the 4 egg yolks. Then add 4 tablespoons of brown sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla. I just want to beat it now with a wooden spoon until it's really smooth and creamy so that all the mascarpone is mixed through the brown sugar and the eggs and the vanilla. Yum! Beat the egg whites to soft peaks. And then fold these gently into the mascarpone mixture. This makes it lighter and fluffier. I break a whole chocolate cake into rough crumbs. Store-bought's fine, using about 3 cups of crumbs per layer. Drizzle over 1/3 cup of bottled berry juice, or you could use the juice from a can of cherries. If you were making this for adults only, you could put some grog in there as well, like cassis or brandy, just to give it a bit of a kick. Spoon over half the mascarpone mixture, then some cherries. You'll need about 250 grams per layer. Okay, so if you didn't have a cherry pitter, just cut the cherries in half and take the stones out. Don't drop the pit in. It's a wee bit like getting a coin in a Christmas cake if you're not expecting it. It can wreck your teeth. And then you just continue layering it up, finishing with cake, the last of the juice, and a topping of whipped cream. A little bit of cocoa over the top, then into the fridge. It'll keep for hours, and I just can't wait to see the faces of those kids and their parents when I bring this out. The idea of homemade cordial might seem a bit old-fashioned, but it tastes so good, and I like the fact you know exactly what's in it. Place 7 cups of sugar and 2 cups of water in a saucepan and bring it to a simmer, stirring until all that sugar is fully dissolved. Seems like it's an inordinate amount of sugar in here, and it takes a long time to dissolve. But the thing about cordial is it's such an essence, you only use about this much in the bottom of the big glass. Now add the zest of 3 lemons, a cup of lemon juice, a tablespoon of citric acid, and 3 cups of raspberries. You can flavour this base with any kind of fruit you like. It's lovely with things like currants. Elderflowers are superb. And then just let it simmer for 5 minutes. It smells good. Once it's cool enough to handle, strain it. I'm using a moulie, but you could use a sieve lined with muslin. And then pour it into sterilised bottles. So this will keep in the fridge for months. And the thing I love is you can do so many different things with it. Makes the most sensational ice blocks if you just add 1/4 cup of water for every cup of cordial and freeze it. Or you could make elderflower cordial by adding 40 elderflowers to the hot syrup in place of the raspberries. It's a really sophisticated, non-alcoholic drink.